Hi, welcome back to our channel.
Yeah, welcome back to MJ Corner. It has returned after a 2-month hiatus. For the people that are new to here, this is basically me playing Michael Jackson songs for my wife, who prior to this channel wasn't too familiar with him. So it's kind of cool that like we as a community get to rediscover and go through the journey with her on her Michael Jackson journey. So this is pretty hype. Michael Jackson was basically like the very first piece of music that I listened to, so it's really cool that now she gets to go on this.
Yay!
Before we start, we will be doing a video on like an update of where we've been and where this channel is going to, so look out for that in the next, I don't know, maybe couple of days, couple of weeks. But we're very excited to be back. MJ Corner ain't going nowhere.
Yeah.
And like we promised 2.5 months ago, we will be doing Dirty Diana today. Woo!
Finally!
Yeah, a song you've never heard.
Yes.
A song I've heard millions of times. It's awesome. So I'm very excited for you to hear it. Do you know anything about this song?
No. It's just...
I don't know too much about like the history of the song, so you guys will have to inform us. But the song is...
I just know for sure that J2 Savvy said it's not about Diana Ross.
Yes.
So that one is for sure.
Yes. But yeah, let's just hop right onto it. Before we start, we want to just say thank you guys so much for continuing to support and like follow us and still check up on us. You guys are amazing. We know we're not super consistent, but 2025, that's gonna change. Trust me. We have a lot of big things happening, but we'll discuss that in another video. But yeah, let's just get on to it. This is Michael Jackson, Dirty Diana from the Bad album. Not his Bad album, but the album is called Bad.
Let's go!
Dirty Diana. You know, I've never actually seen the music video. Look at Michael, eh?
Yeah.
Oh man, that classic outfit. I love it.
You'll never make me stay, so take your weight off of me. I know your every move, so won't you just let me be? I've been here times before, but I was too blind to see that you seduce every man. This time you won't seduce me. Just saying that's okay. Hey baby, do as you please. I have the stuff that you want. I am the thing that you need. She looked me deep in the eyes. She touching me so to start. She says there's no turning back.
Angst.
Yeah. I just love this look of Michael.
Yeah. Look at Michael, eh? So like confident on
She
stage.
likes the boys in the band. She knows when they come to town. Every musician's fan after the curtain comes down. She waits at backstage doors for those who have prestige, who promise fortune and fame, a life that's so carefree. She's saying that's okay. Hey baby, do what you want. I'll be your night-loving thing. I'll be the freak you can talk. I don't care what you say. I wanna go too far. I'll be your everything. If you make me your star.
Ooh. I've never actually listened to the lyrics like in depth.
Dirty. I've always seen Michael as like innocent. This is like whoa.
Spit in your face, Michael.
But Michael is still classy though.
Oh yeah.
Even the way he words everything here, very
It's
classy.
like poetic. Dirty Diana.
She said I have to go home, 'cause I'm retired, you see. Now I hear sleeping alone, why don't you come with me? I send My baby's at home, she's probably worried tonight. I didn't call on the phone to say that I'm alright. Diana walked up to me, she said I'm on yours tonight. And then I ran to the phone, saying, baby, I'm alright. I said, but unlock the door, cause I forgot the key. She said he's not coming back because he's sleeping with me.
Damn.
Man,
Michael, no.
Michael is so good at telling a story.
I know.
Like, I can see it.
I know, me too. All I can say is like, Michael, you're better than that.
It's like a prequel to Who Is It?
Oh.
Rockstar Michael, man. Look at him. Goodness gracious. Oh.
Oh my God.
Calm down, woman.
It's not enough, Michael.
Oh, I've seen this before.
Oh.
Like, I've seen this imagery. I didn't know it was from this video. Was that Dirty Diana?
Yeah.
Woo. She's there. She's there to take your soul. Run, Michael. Oof. Wow. So, what'd you think?
I love getting to listen to Michael again.
Yeah, it's been a minute, man, since we've done this.
Yeah, and I love this look of Michael. It's like, oh my God. And
this is like rock star Michael.
I know.
This is gangster Michael.
Yeah.
This is like not Mr. Steal Your Girl anymore. This
No,
is
no.
Mr. Get the hell out of my face, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is like Michael's rock star phase.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And I don't know, I still like, I still love Michael very much. It's just that this one is like, it's pretty adult for me.
It's so weird because you loved him in The Closet, and that was like X-rated Michael compared to this.
I don't know why, but I think it's because like the content of that, it's more like for one woman. This one is a lot of women, so it's like the content is too adult for me.
Oh my God. I mean, he's not talking about women in that way. He's
I
talking
know.
about like the lifestyle of like a rock star.
Rock star. No, I know.
Yeah.
I get that. It's just that it's still too adult for me. I can't wrap my head around it. I'm more of like one person type of girl. So like when you're talking about multiples, like I can't really imagine or picture that because I don't know that lifestyle, so I don't get it. So that's all. But I still love seeing Michael.
Yeah.
And I love when he, it's like
Rip the shirt.
more of that. Why don't you just concentrate on that?
What I love about this is like, I've heard this song like so many times, but I never really like dug deep into the lyrics. And like hearing it, and I've never actually seen the music video. I've seen like stills and clips randomly. So I never knew it was from this. I just thought it was from like a random concert. So this is kind of like a new thing for me as well. The video is phenomenal just because it perfectly portrays what he's talking about. He's talking about, the rock star / pop star life, and how like the women or like the groupies out there, they're not really there for you. They don't really love you. They just love what you can give them. And like, it's kind of cool that, and like very adult of Michael and like mature of Michael to like tackle this subject in such a catchy, beautiful way, but in a way that he probably has experienced it. He was very much sheltered his entire life, right? But you could, I know there are stories of him experiencing this with his brothers when he was in Jackson 5. So I feel like that's probably where he got most of his inspiration for this song. But it also could just be from him as well in the 80s, because like Michael was a god in the 80s. Like Michael was the biggest, most like powerful person at the time, and you could tell there was women probably flaunting all over him, and he was definitely protected from that. He probably heard these stories from like his friends, from his brothers. But I just love it. He talks about like the groupies in the like in the music industry, you know, kind of being like Medusa. They're there to take your soul. They're there to take what you can give them, and they in exchange they'll give you that, you know, false love. And you could tell with Michael, he's, you know, he's probably been burnt by love in the past too, and you could just kind of feel that kind of like I don't want to say like hatred, but that kind of like a bit of that darkness in his voice when he's talking about it, like how I've seen you seduce all these men, but you won't seduce me anymore. But at the end, when he goes into his car, you could tell like he's shocked because it's like temptation again, and it's like someone there to take his soul again. But man, I don't know, I love it. I wouldn't like, to me, I love this song. It's not really like my go-to song, but it's still a kick-ass song. It's still like top tier Michael. I love that how he painted the picture, and like I just love when like he tackles these type of stuff and he does it in his own way. He does it in such a poetic, beautiful way.
Yeah, like even like, you know, the content of the song is basically like, it's not very graceful, but when Michael sings it, when Michael like puts it in a context, like it's so graceful, even like for, it's basically like groupies. And so like, but he's like talks about it and he sings it in such a graceful manner, and I love that about Michael. And like, yeah, like the way he the way he does like the storytelling, I just love the way Michael does his lyrics, because like it's a story. He's like painting you a picture of what it actually feels, what it looks like. And I do believe it is from his brothers, because like I know I've seen some clips of him like in his interviews where he would be saying like, you know, like, yeah, his brothers would be out long at night and then he couldn't like sleep in their bedroom because he has to be outside, and all he can do is like just listen to them. It's like, oh my god.
So he definitely, it does come from like some experience, and yeah, it's just such a cool song, such like and I love it. Like he does paint a picture. You know, he could have just went out there and wrote a song about, you know, like genericness of this topic, but again, that's not what Michael does. He does it in such a you know, prophetic way where you're like, wow. Like I think it was during like the second verse, I got lost in what he was saying. Like I was listening to the lyrics and I was like, I could envision what he was saying, and I was like, wow. I just get like lost in a trance.
Yeah, and I feel like you know how sometimes like Michael would write songs for us, for the people, for like the normal men. I feel like Michael wrote this song for his fellow artists. Yeah. Like, you know, for like to watch out, like if you love somebody, like, you know, watch out for these kind of temptations, that we don't need like anything like this. And I really love that about Michael. Like Michael is just such a good guy, like always like looking after everybody. And so like I think this is just like, you know, for his fellow artists. And yeah, I love that. That's why like for me, I can't relate to it as much just because I don't really know, but I love looking at Michael. So
yeah, he was definitely talking about how like the music industry is like Babylon, right? I mean, you could fall so much into the trap of temptation of that apple that is presented to you, right? And he's given himself a warning. He's giving, you know, his fellow friends and musicians, but he's also like kind of scathing back at, you know, the vixens of the music industry, because they're not there for you. They don't really love you. They don't really care for you. And
they're there to use you.
Yeah, they're there to use you for their own fame. And I bet you there was tons of people in Michael's life that used him. And, you know, even though the song is about groupies to an extent, it could also go to just people in his life just trying to take from him always. It was kind of his way of saying like, hey man, like I'm not stupid. I know what you're doing. And, you know, and like Dirty Diana, like that's such a, wow, just like that title. It's so mature for Michael. Like it's, and I could tell with this because this came off of the Bad album, which came after Thriller. And Thriller was like very much of like the 80s, but you could tell with Bad, it was kind of bleeding into like the 90s. And I said this during the reaction that this kind of seems like a prequel to Who Is It? You know, like Michael fell in love with maybe one of these vixens and she hurt him in the end. And that's why in the video for Who Is It? You know, he had to fly away and he had to leave because he gave his heart to this Dirty Diana. Like he gave his heart and his soul to her, and she took it and she took everything away from him. And I don't know if he like meant to do that when he wrote Who Is It, but that's just kind of like the correlation I saw when I was watching. It's like, wow, you know, this reminds me of that. And yeah, it's just, I love this. Like I love the song and I love the video. It's not my go-to song, but you know, when Michael speaks, we should all just shut up and listen, because everything Michael does in his songs, he's such a perfectionist that everything's done on purpose. He's not just throwing a song out there just to have a song on the album. And you know, I think at the time, if I'm trying to like rethink about a lot of his songs, this is probably at the time one of his most mature songs in terms of like what he's talking about. Like, no, I don't mean like Man in the Mirror mature, but I mean like a bit more adult, you know?
Yeah.
And you could tell with Michael on the Bad album that it was a transition from Thriller to this, that he was going through like a metamorphosis, you know? He was probably a bit more mature in the music industry, and he saw a lot more, especially after the Thriller days, because, you know, when the Thriller album dropped, Michael was just like on top of the world, you know? And, you know, he probably saw a lot of this even within his own camp. So, you know, amazing song, amazing video, just because of what he's talking about, and it was done with such beautiful purpose. Yeah, another great song. But yeah, guys, just so you know, we will be back in the new year for a lot more Michael Jackson reactions and just other stuff on the channel. So please just check out the video that will be out. I don't know when we'll be doing it, but it'll be out before the end of this year, hopefully, just kind of explaining, you know, where we're going with the channel and kind of where we've been and all that stuff, because 2025, you know, we really are going to take this channel a bit more serious with a lot of the stuff we want to do. But yeah, thank you guys so much for continuing to be subscribed and just like checking us out. You know, like we got a lot of messages on our Instagram just asking us if we're okay, and even the comments and like previous videos, people just asking us. So we're so grateful and so appreciative, and we're not going anywhere. Way more Michael Jackson amongst a lot of other stuff that we want to do on the channel. So, and
we're also going to be very more organized, to make sure that, you know, we're able to like always respond, and also just make sure to like do the recommendations that you guys like always recommend to us, just to make sure that we cover all of those.
So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and yeah, we'll see you in the next video.
See you.